Welcome in, welcome in. I haven't been here in a while, so I thought I'd come live today and catch you guys up. I was just scrolling TMZ. I know it's a real trashy website, but I always scroll it at least once a day to see if any celebrities have passed away. I don't recognize half of the names on there. I'm just totally out of it when it comes to social media and all these celebrities. I don't know who the heck they are. So, anyway, what have you guys been doing? I see that Glenn was here. I don't know if he's back, but if you are, hi, Glenn. Happy New Year coming to you. So let's just take a look at my Christmas was very quiet and peaceful and calm. It was the first time that we have spent Christmas alone together since 2008, and it was much deserved and much appreciated. I made a big pot of chicken and dumplings because we don't get to eat that around my house because we're both dieting most of the time. And then it made one night of leftovers, which was great. Got to get back on the horse after the first of the year. I'm kind of back on it now, but I think I've gained some of my weight back over the last couple of months. So looks like Valerie's here. Hi, girl. How you doing? I haven't talked to you today yet. Before I get started, I do want us to send out love and thoughts and prayers to Todd and Gwen, silver-haired stacker. Gwen's mom passed away right before Christmas. What a terrible time of year for that to happen. And I mean, it's never good anytime, but around the holidays. And I believe the funeral was yesterday. So Todd and Gwen were all thinking of you, sending our thoughts and prayers. As always, we always send good thoughts to Adam's Exploits and Pat D's. And I just want to say that I have a big goal for this year, and I'm going to show you what it is. And my goal, it's going to help all my other goals, personal and business wise, is to write in my planner, use this planner the way it was intended. All right. So this is my new happy planner. I got the wrong one again, but there weren't very many choices. I have a feeling Happy Planner is getting ready to close because they have hardly any choices at all. So last year, I accidentally ordered the wrong planner. It had small squares. I'm used to the long vertical ones. So when I went online, I'm like, okay, got to get the vertical layout. Got to get the vertical layout. Well, the only vertical layouts they had were Harry Potter, which I've never seen, and these ones that are undated. Okay, well, I don't want them undated. I want all that done for me. So I ended up getting the smaller squares again, but a large one, and this was by mistake. Look at the difference. This is last year's, and this is this year. So this is a full 8.5 by 11. So I had to order all new inserts because the inserts won't fit. But the squares are bigger, so that's going to be good. So yesterday I had about 10 things on my list, and I accomplished all but one. And the one I didn't accomplish was my fault because I forgot to take pictures of the model numbers of these 3 vacuum cleaners I'm parting out today. And so I didn't want to draft all those without the picture in there. So I've been very behind. I overslept today. Plus I had to do all the drafts. I have not listed one vacuum cleaner part, but I'm hoping that by 5 o'clock, they will all be listed. It'll be about 36 parts in all. But I added a new page to my planner. You guys can let me know what you think. And it's called Supplies. And all I did was I made grids of all the supplies that I use for my business. And I put January, February, March. I'll keep going there. And so on my first of every month, it says check supply list. So I will go down my list and I will say boxes 5 by 5 by 6. Check, or need to reorder. All right. The way I do it now is when I get down to 2 rolls of Dymo labels, I reorder. When I get down to 1 pack of polymailers, I reorder. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to check once a month. I know how many I need per month. So I've got boxes, all the different ones. Let me know if I'm leaving something out. Tape, clear packing, clear brown tape, Scotch tape, and then I also have 2-sided tape. Business cards, hang tags, emery boards. I don't believe I'm going to order any more emery boards because I've spent over $700 on emery boards. I still have maybe 600 left. They don't seem to be working. They don't seem to be doing anything. And so I think I'm going to cool it on the emery boards once these are gone. They're gone. Red ribbon. Red ribbon is what I tie my repeat buyers and Shopify sales. I send them earrings and I wrap it up with a little bow. Bubble wrap small, bubble wrap large. Inventory bags and sweater bags. Sweater bags are my inventory bags, but they're just larger. I paid $44 for 500 of them, and they typically last me 3 to 4 years. Dymo labels, small poly mailers, large poly mailers, and large eBay poly mailers. Sharpies black, Sharpies red, ballpoint pens, playing cards. Those are my thank you cards. Typically, when I get down to 2 decks, I reorder. I know how many I need, so I will know when to reorder. Tag gun tags, those little plastic dart thingies. They call them barbs, I guess. Toner cartridge, copy paper, yellow painter's tape, and security labels. Security labels what I use for my appliance parts that I need a security label for in case they try to do a switcheroo. I do that on like the main units, the battery, the floor brush, things like that, that I think they might try to send one back that's not working. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Anything else that you can think of that maybe I'm missing? I'm sure when I get to it this month and I'll go, oh, that's not on my list. Another thing that I'm trying to do is utilize the front of the month. The front of the month on a happy planner, if you've never used a happy planner, I'll show you what it says. Hold on. Is that Bridget? Hey, no, it's Chicken Toad. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Craig, how are y'all doing? How are your Christmases? Tell me about them. Okay, so I haven't done it yet for this one, but at the beginning of the month, it says priorities, important things, looking ahead, and notes. It's just a page at the very beginning, and there's one at the beginning of every week. I want to start utilizing that more. I think just based on yesterday, I don't know what happened. I think last year the only thing I really looked at my planner for was to see what was on the menu for dinner, truthfully, and on the first of the month when I changed my categories. And I really feel good about this. I just have to stick with it. And I still have a little bit more to do. I have some pages I need to put in here. For those of you who know, I'm working on an end of life plan for my reselling business, or like if I'm out of commission, in a coma, or not mentally all there. I'm working on that for my wife so that it will make it easy for her with all my passwords. She'll know if subscriptions need to be canceled because they're going to be auto charged. It is also showing each procedure, how to go to eBay and put my store on vacation, or in case I die, how to close the account. Same thing for Poshmark and Shopify. I've done all the passwords. They're on an Excel sheet. Now all I have to do is the procedures, and we have a binder. We're going to put each our own because she has some passwords also that I don't really know. I think I know where they are, but I'm not sure. So we're going to put them all in a binder. Guys, this is something really important, especially when you start getting older. Every time I fall, which is not very often, whenever I fall, the first thing in my head is, oh no, I need to close my eBay store. I need to close, like something like that. That's the first thing that pops in my head. It's not called the paramedics. So I don't know. So let me put on my glasses here and see who's here. I think I saw Craig come in. I did have a great holiday, Craig. It was peaceful, calm, and quiet for the first time since 2008. I didn't have to be anywhere. I didn't have to do anything. All we did was eat chicken and dumplings and watch movies. And New Year's is going to be the same. New Year's Eve, I'm making a roast. New Year's Day, I'm making a roast. Either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, we will be watching the new Wicked that's just come out. It's actually coming out today, I think. The 29th. Is today the 29th? Yes. Or we're going to hold off and either watch it that night or the next day. Joanne, how are you doing? Are you traveling right now? I haven't been on Facebook much. If you have been, I haven't seen any of those posts. Nice to see Valerie here. Isn't that the truth? Hey, Tommy, how are you? Is Des there? Thank you for commenting on my video. Well, look at that. Arizona Cat Sue, how are you? Gosh, that's a blast from the past. I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you? What's up with you? Awesome. Christmas was good. Our first one without any kids coming home. So we went to the beach. Awesome. So it's 50 degrees here, but it's cold to me. Um, so for those of you who don't know, it's been in the mid 80s here in Texas, and we wanted to swim. We wanted to swim the whole holiday season, but we could not because we had a leak in our pool and it was behind the light, and the lights never worked since we've lived here. So in order to fix it, they had to drain almost all the water except for about that much in the pool. We have a huge pool, by the way. It's huge. And they had to drain all the water, epoxy where the leak was behind the light, and then we had to fill the pool back up, which took 29 hours to get it up to the top to where we could run the pump again. And then get this, in 8 to 10 days, they have to come back, drain it again. I don't know if they have to go down as far, but probably put the light back in, and then we'll have to fill it up again. Can you imagine how much our water bill is going to be? Now, if this was in the summer in Texas, we would be getting in a lot of trouble because sometimes we have water bans or water restrictions. And if they saw that on our water bill, we would get a huge fine. So I hope that doesn't happen this time. And so we wanted to swim. We filled it up. We wanted to swim on Christmas Day. And the guy said, I don't feel comfortable with you swimming in that pool when the light is out. Because there's like this big wire that, and then the light sitting on the sidewalk around the pool. He said, I don't feel comfortable with y'all doing that. So yeah, so that's why we didn't get to swim. And then now it's going to be cold. So I don't know. So let me see what he says. Des is running around the house somewhere. Hey, Des, miss you. Glad to be here. Been busy with day job and keep working on my death pod. Good for you. I have to work tomorrow from home for my boss, and I think I'll probably go in on Friday for a little while because I'm heading to Austin Friday evening, and I will be gone through Sunday. So I may try to go to the bins on my way home for appliance parts. I always hit my honey hole there for appliance parts, but the last few times I've gone, they haven't had anything I've wanted. And so, yeah, that's it. One of the things that I'm going to be doing on this channel, I would suspect that these videos will start going up in March, is I'm doing a series. It looks now like it's going to be about 15 parts, 10 to 15 minutes each maximum. And it's going to be about selling clothing online. It's going to be geared towards resellers. Each episode will be a different topic, like storage, photography, pricing items, drafting items, and it will be basically surrounded about eBay. But at the very end, like the very last video, I will be talking about incorporating all that information and how to implement it onto other platforms like Poshmark, Shopify, Depop, Mercari, because I do use the same listings from eBay, but I tweak them just a bit for Poshmark and Shopify. I'm also working with someone right now on collaborating with me on some Shopify videos, because if you've looked up Shopify videos on YouTube, you'll notice that some of them are extremely old. The interface looks totally different. So if you're trying to do something and they tell you to hit a button, it's not there. It doesn't look the same. So I'm trying to get someone to come on with me. And if she decides that she doesn't want to do it, then I'm just going to do it myself, because some of this information needs to be out there for people who are wanting to start their own store. They can use Wix or whatever, but I use Shopify. So that's what I'm familiar with. And I'm still learning some of the things about it. Haven't had very many sales this year. Opened in April. Have a couple of tricks up my sleeve still. Just when I think I haven't thought of another way to get people to my website, I think of another one. So I have 2 other ways that I'm going to implement probably in the middle of next year if things haven't picked up. And I said I was going to give it 2 years. So April 2027, I will be making a decision whether to keep it or not. And I'm hoping it, as long as it pays for itself every month, I'm going to keep it. All right. My big plan is to retire in February of 2027. So let me see. Uh, well, hello. There you are, Des. How are you? How was your Christmas? Yeah, I just said how Shopify was going. I had a sale last week. I don't know if some of you have seen my chicken dress, but my friend Betsy really wanted the chicken dress. And in fact, she had signed up for the giveaway to win the chicken dress. And Poochie bought it for her birthday. So hopefully she will get the chicken dress soon. There seems to be a kink with the address. So I'm hoping that they forward it to her or that it comes back to me because I know she really wants the chicken dress. And speaking of giveaways, we have to remember that my giveaway, I'm giving away one free item from my website every month in 2026 to celebrate my retirement. And so the first drawing is on Friday, January 1st, and you can win one free item from my store. Sizes are extra large and up, women's only. And all you do is go to this website below, 10ofartstore.com. You hit contact us, and you paste in the description the item number of the item you want to win. You can enter as many times as you want, but you have to put one item in each email. So browse my store, find something that you want to wear for you, for a friend, or just for free inventory because, hey, I'm going to be giving away 12 items this coming year, and I'm excited about it. I don't have a lot of entries. The people that have entered several times, and I think I have 2 extras. So you got a really good chance to win on Friday. And I'm going to try to videotape myself, uh, not Friday, Thursday, January 1st. I'm going to try to videotape myself drawing the item. They're in this, got them in here. I'm just so excited about it. I've never done a drawing like this before. So they're all in here, okay? And I'm just going to shake it up and draw one. And hopefully you'll win something, okay? So I think that's all I wanted to talk about today before I start. I had to go on StreamYard on my Edge, Microsoft Edge, because when I do it on Google, it messes everything up. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Let's see. Yeah, getting traffic is so hard, not easy, but I haven't given up because I have thought of so many ideas, and I don't know. I'm just not giving up. I'm not giving up yet. I mean, everybody who's gone to my store has said, Beth, your items are amazing. Your prices are amazing. So people need to get over there and do it. I have this one lady right now. She just messaged me again. Or she bought 4 tops for me last night, and they were all on like best offer, and my auto accept kicked in. And so then she started making offers on like 6 or 7 more items. And what she was doing was making the offers lower. Like she was doing as low as $6, $7, $8. And I don't think what she realizes is my auto accept price is based on how long I've had the item. So I'm not going to sell her something for $6 that I just listed last Wednesday. I'm just not going to do it. And so I think she's a little confused because she's like the first time she paid like $15 for. And so I think like she's thinking, well, the more I offer, the lower prices I get. But that's not how it works. So I went ahead and sent her the 4 this morning, and I noticed she's still making me offers today, and they're all super low. Christmas was pretty good. How are you? And how was your Christmas? It was nice, quiet, and peaceful. Isn't it great to see Destiny? It is. Not giving up. Sounds like me on learning to sew. I started the hobby last spring, and I just keep at it. Well, good for you. There's so many things you can do with sewing, right? I've never been a sewer. I had a sewing machine, and I never could get the thread. I mean, I never could get the tension right. And I gave up, and I gave it to one of my kids, and I don't know who has it right now, but I just totally gave up on the tension. I don't have that kind of patience for things like that. And speaking of patience, I'm running out of patience on List Perfectly. If y'all saw my last few card chats, I am super annoyed. And this has been going on almost 3 weeks, and I went ahead and paid another month. And because I realize the holidays, they don't have a lot of staff. All I asked for is communication. And I paid $10 for this Shopify extension to cross list my items from eBay to Shopify, but it wasn't even working that great. And the creator, she was very nice. Hey Shirley, if you're watching, Shirley's really nice. I mean, she kept offering to help me, but she wanted permission to go into my Shopify store, and I just didn't feel comfortable. I'm sorry, having her go into my Shopify store. I mean, I kept asking her, what do you need to see? There were like 50 different things I could give her permission to see, and I just wasn't comfortable with it. And I canceled, and I told her, like I said, maybe I'll use it later. I really want List Perfectly to get this fixed because it's really the only thing that serves my needs right now. And I'm waiting for Nifty, patiently waiting for Nifty to add Shopify as a platform so that I can go over there and even try Nifty. Like, I've seen the I guess you call it the interface. That's what I call it. It doesn't look like it's going to work for me. I have a certain way that I present my items, and I think it's going to be harder. So I sent List Perfectly another message the other day. It was a little bit sterner, and I said, hey, I've been waiting for over 2 weeks. One of the issues I've been having that they said they never heard about it before. Well, it's now on their main page as an issue. So other people are having that problem where when you try to cross list, let's tell you try to cross list 3 things. The Shopify window, if you don't click on it within like 2 seconds, it closes, or it goes to the homepage of Shopify. And so I'm literally doing them one at a time. Okay, one at a time, which is what they're telling you to do until they fix it. Okay. But my problem is my SKU number is not transferring. When I type it in, it doesn't save, and my weights don't save. So I'm having to go in and do this at the end of the day, having to add all my SKUs, all my weights, and save. And Shopify has written this very nice compiled list of what they did, how they proved that it's not Shopify, it's the cross-listing software. I'm supposed to be working on it, but I'm just this one little needle in this haystack, right? I'm getting lost in the mix, right? So, hey, Alzy Blades, how are you? No, that's not Alzy Blades, it's Alzy Beatis. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Welcome. I'm almost done with my Shopify store and targeting 1/15 to launch. It has taken me a bit to build it and optimize it for Google search. Oh, hey, I am so glad to see another Shopify store user. Thank you for joining me, and I'm hoping to do some Shopify videos coming up in the beginning of the year. I have a friend that I'm trying to pull her leg to help me, where we can talk. She and I can just talk about our experiences, our issues, things that have worked for us, things that have not worked for us. And then I may do some videos on actually showing how I do things on Shopify. I think I might have done one. I'm not sure. Got to get a little bit more comfortable. I have been using Nifty for a couple of months now, and I love it. Yes, I saw that. That's wonderful. I have other friends who really like it too. So just not ready to pull the trigger because I know just by looking at videos that it's probably not going to do exactly what I want it to do. Nothing does though, right? Nothing does. So, okay, I need to get busy listing these appliances. So I'm going to let y'all talk, and I'm going to check up. I got to get these up. And I've already added the pictures and everything, but I want to get the labels made. I don't even know if the labels will print, but we'll see. So I'm on Internet Explorer on StreamYard, but I am on eBay with, what do you call it? Google. My Google has caused a lot of problems. So let's see if this works. I don't know if this is going to work. I tried it earlier before I came on. Add to stage. Okay. So, like I said, I got these 3 vacuum cleaners, and The first one I'm going to do while I'm live, and then I'll get off after maybe 30 minutes or so. I'm going to work on this Homepany Smart Vac. So I wish Larry was here, because Larry, hi Larry, if you're watching later, he really wants to know about parting out vacuum cleaners. And so I try to talk to him on the comments. Okay, so this one I have Homepany Smart Vac 13. So I've had people ask me, well, how do you price your items? So what I do is I look for, on eBay, I look for the model number, and I go straight down to solds. And I laid all the parts out on the table, and I made a list of all of them. On this one, there's 12 parts. I wrote down the names, because this one I think had an instruction manual, didn't it? I'm not sure. Yes, it did. And then I looked them up, and I wrote down how much I want to list them for and what my auto accept price is for. So this is what the vacuum cleaner looks like right here. And this is the typical vacuum cleaner that I part out. Most of them have batteries. Some of them do not. This one does. Some of them you just actually plug into the machine. So you have all these different attachments. I paid $45 for this machine. It was an open box. And if I sell 1 to 2 pieces, I've already made my money back. So I go straight over to solds, and I look to see any of the pieces that I have that sold. This is an open box. I can't list it as brand new, but it will give me an idea about how much the filters went for. Here is the floor brush, what it went for. I also sometimes look and see like what their feedback is. I have 99.9% positive feedback. This person has 95%. You wouldn't think that matters, but it does if someone's looking at 2 different floor brushes. Surprisingly, the adapter and charging cord is like the first item that sells, and sometimes it sells for pretty good money. Look, this one sold for $26.98 plus $6 shipping. Okay. It used to be the battery sold first, but now it's been the charging cords. Also have the body, no battery, have the crevice tool, but now you're getting into Smart Vac 12, and mine's a 13, so I don't even count that because I want to look at mine. Once I write those pieces down, then I go to active, and then I do the same thing. What do people have it listed for? Is it brand new? What is their feedback score? Okay, and that'll help me decide how much I want to list it for. So for instance, this battery, most batteries go for a lot more than this, but this one's $15. So I'm going to be listing my battery for $29.99 or best offer. No, I'm sorry, $59.99, best offer $29.99. That can't be right. Oh yeah, because this is an 11. Never mind. Just don't listen to what I said. Okay, let's just say, let me go back to that battery. If this was mine, I would probably do $29.99, which is $30. Best offer auto accept would be $14.99. And I would take offers, and I would hope that my offer from someone would be between the $14.99 and the $30, if that makes sense. When these parts are listed, they're listed for 20% off right off the bat. Okay. But this is not the number. Got to be really careful. I'm looking for 13s. Here we go. So, yeah. So I look at these, what's listed and what the person's feedback is. Do they have free returns? If they don't have free returns, then I'm already ahead of the game. Currently, I am not doing free returns on main units and the floor brush, because they're the heaviest. And I had a really bad experience with 2 floor brushes. People didn't read the model number, and they opened a return, and one of them I had to send back, and I had to pay for it, and it was heavy. It was like 3 pounds just because they didn't read the model number. The other one, he never did open a return. I had told him not to buy it because I didn't think it would fit his machine, and he bought it anyway. And so he kept it.
he goes, I can return this. And I said, I don't want it back. I've got your money. You know, like I told you not to buy it. And he even said that in my feedback. You told me not to buy it. I bought it anyway. It's on me. So other than that, I have free returns. Okay, let me see if I have anybody else. I don't want to miss any. 3 posts on Facebook and YouTube pointing to your store. What does that mean? What does that mean, Craig? Did you do that? I don't know what you mean. Did you do that? If you did, thank you very much. I've had several of my friends listing my website on their Facebook, and that really that makes me very happy. Thank you very much. Is that what you're saying? Good friends are hard to find, and I have done that with other people who have a Shopify store. So, all right, we got to get busy here. I need to look for home. See, all these parts I have to list today, guys. But the good thing is I have the what do you call it? Pictures already put in. So it's just going to be a matter of looking at them real quick and making sure they're correct, and then putting them in the. All right, there's the main unit. Do I have the main unit here? Let's just do this thing. I hate these things. These extension tubes. I hate mailing them. So let me remove this for a second. Let me show you how I ship these. I put 2 pounds on them, even though they don't weigh 2 pounds. I'll tell you why I do. What I do is I wrap them in bubble wrap, the really thick bubble wrap, and then I take 2 large 15 by 12 poly mailers. I wrap it, and then I put another one, and I wrap it up, and then so it's long. So that 2 pounds, whatever they pay, will help with the length as well. And that's how I send them. I don't have boxes this long, so that's how I do it. And nobody's ever complained that they haven't gotten their, unharmed. But I hate them. I hate shipping those things. I don't know why, but I do. All right. I gotta find the extension tube. You did. Thank you so much, Craig. I would do the same for you. If you want me to, I will. But the problem is, you're not local to me, and so they can't pick their dinner up. That's the one thing that I don't know if that's going to add to the stage or not. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is the extension tube. So for those of you who don't sell appliance parts, I'll give you a couple of tips while I'm at it. Always put a picture of the model number of the machine at the end, and you'll see why. So with the extension tube, I do it when it's not extended, and then I extend it to show that it extends. Okay. I also show what it looks like when you look down the barrel to show that there's nothing in there, and then so that's what I do. I always put a picture of the number. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a Dymo label, and I should have had my Dymo labels pulled up, and I apologize. So anybody drinking Diet Coke? Cheers. I have to work tomorrow for my boss, so I would open a bottle of wine, but not going to happen. So just like all my clothing inventory, I do put a Dymo label, but on the appliance parts, it's just the the month that it's listed, and print it. I don't know if this is going to print with this. I've got so many things plugged in, but we'll see. Oh, you can't see that. It's only showing you that one window. Interesting. It does that, I guess, because I'm on Internet Explorer. It didn't show that. Well, anyway, I printed the title and 1225. That means I make sure I get the right item. And on my clothes, I put the SKU number there. All right, so let's just go down here, and I put red. I don't fill out half this stuff because it doesn't apply to, I don't put the length. It's all, I don't put measurements anymore, guys, on appliance parts, because when I put measurements, they're like, oh, well, that rack is 12 by 9. It should fit. No, the curvature of the metal is not the same as your toaster oven. It will not fit. So I have quit doing measurements. And so that's what it says here. This is from an open box. We no longer provide measurements. If your model number is not SmartVac 13, this part will not fit. An image of the machine model this part came from is in the photos. If your model number is not SmartVac 13, please do a general search on eBay for your model number. Even put it down here, because dang it, guys, they just, they don't read, right? So this one's listed for $49.99. Auto accept is $24.99, and I have it set to 2 pounds. So that one is done. And since it already came in its little bag, I probably won't, I might put some tape there, but I probably won't wrap it in anything else. And that way no dirt gets in there. How it gets listed. I can go really fast as long as I'm not listening to a new show or a live stream. But if I'm listening to something I've never listened to before, then it, or talking on live, it slows me down. So that's why I'm only going to do this for a little while. All right, this next item is called a cyclone filter because it is shaped like a tornado, I guess. Cyclone filter. So let's check it out. Am I at the H's? Cyclone filter. All right, there it is right there. Hey, Mike, how are you? You're drinking Diet Coke? Good to know. Anybody make a sale yet? Let me go ahead and put my banner down there. Let me know if you make a sale during the show. I will play a song for you. What you doing, Mike? How was your Christmas? Okay, so that's done. All that looks, now I'm putting cyclone filter only, so people don't think that the HEPA filter is in it, or can't say the HEPA filter was in it. And also it gives me more characters. Just going to do well, let me just go ahead and make my label real quick while I'm previewing. Yeah, I'm parting out vacuum cleaners today, Mike. That's my exciting day. It took a lot longer today than I expected it would. It's gray. No, well, no, it's black. I thought it was gray. Everything looks good. Cyclone filter only. This one's listed for $30, $14.99 auto accept, first class. Why did my printer not print? There we go. It's just slow. So that one is done. All right, where are my inventory bags? I'm a hot mess, guys. I'm an actual hot mess over here. I got too many things. I got a Kleenex box here because I have a cold. It's taking up part of my desk. I know I printed it. Where did it go? Oh, I want to show you what I got for Christmas. It's my one present, and I love it. Here we go. For those of you who don't know, we have our living room walls are full of autographs. Many of them are written out to Janya personally, and we also have some autographs in our dining room, many written out to Janya personally. Janya could not get my name on here. Carol Burnett no longer signs personal names, but she was able to get the autograph. So I'm excited. I have a conundrum because I have Dick Van Dyke's autograph. I should show y'all that one. It's beautiful, from Mary Poppins. And, you know, he's 100 years old, and I'm petrified to go and have it framed. This one is in a plastic sleeve. I can take it out and everything. But the Dick Van Dyke one is like sealed plastic, like almost like laminated, which I don't know why they did that. I want to take it to a frame shop, but I'm afraid it's going to conveniently disappear because Dick Van Dyke is so popular right now. And I'm not really too sure what to do with it. And it's a really funky size and shape, especially with the plastic around it. And I'm kind of feeling that way about Carol Burnett as well. Wrong way. But especially the, you know, it has a number, has a certification number here that it's real, but I don't know, the Dick Van Dyke one, I'm just, and so it just lays there on top of our little cabinet we have in the dining room because I don't want to frame it. I don't know. Well, hey, how are you, Bridget? Listening while cooking. What are you cooking? Would you please tell me what you're cooking? Because tonight we're having waffles. Is that not just the most... We're having gluten-free waffles and bacon tonight. We've been putting it off and putting it off. So I have to fry 2 pounds of bacon today. I'm not too happy about it. That's our bacon for the week. And we usually have some left over. This is the dust cup. So when you take a picture of the dust cup, I always leave it empty. I take the cyclone filter out, everything out. When I take pictures of it, I also pop it open like this and take pictures of it open so they can see that it's functioning correctly. I don't believe this one's ever been used. I think I might have listed this as open box. No? Yeah, it is open box. Okay. All right, so let's look for the dust cup. Normally I don't do it this way. I'm very nervous. Normally I don't put the picture in until I have the item in my hand, but I did it backwards this time because of the live stream. And I'm very nervous that I'm going to list something that I don't have in my hand. Okay. So what I do is I just do a general HomePathy SmartVac 13 vacuum cleaner replacement part listing with the picture of the machine model number, and then I save it, and then I copy 12 copies with the picture to drafts, and then that's how I do it. It's faster. I don't do, what do you call those things? Those listings where you have multiple items. What's the name of that? Multi-quantity listings. I don't do those anymore because there was a time when I was ending 200 listings a day and relisting them, which I don't do that anymore. And my numbers were getting all messed up, and I was selling parts that I didn't have, literally. And so that's why I don't do multi-quantity listings anymore. I don't, like, I used to take pictures of all the parts on the table, and then I have one listing for each attached. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. So I don't know. Okay, this one is going to be $29.99, $14.99 auto accept, and I put 2 pounds on it because even though it doesn't weigh a pound, by the time I wrap it in bubble wrap and put it in a box, it gets like 1.1 ounce, which has to go to 2 pounds. And so I just put 2 pounds on it just to be safe. And 2 pounds for me is $8.99. So, because I have flat rate shipping on most things. Any questions about vacuum cleaners? Any requests on future video topics? Let me know, because I'm all for that. I will continue to do my car chats, but because that's usually in the car is the only time. I mean, Valerie can tell you the only time I really call is if I'm in the car. I try to get phone calls done. This is the item that I can't stand. It's the floor brush. It's heavy. It's bulky. I don't know how much this weighs. I mean, I think I put 4 pounds on this sucker because it's not even 2 pounds, but I guess I'll put 3 pounds on it. But by the time I wrap it up and put it in a box that fits, it's a lot. I guess I'll put 3 pounds on that one. Oh, okay, these are down here. I keep forgetting they're not at the top. So with this one, some vacuum cleaners come with a cleaning tool. It's that little brush thing right there. And so I include it with the floor brush because it's to clean the hair or whatever out of the brush part. Be sure that this is an open box, but be sure that you take a really good shot that there's no hair and stuff in there. Just be sure. Also, this is the one where I will put a security tag on there because I have had people try to do switcheroos and send the wrong one back. They have one that's not working and they think they can switch on me and they can't anymore because of the security tag. So, yeah. I don't know if I can even get this in a sweater bag. I'm sure going to try. If not, it has its own little bag here though. So let's just go over here, make sure I've got everything. It's black. I don't put that it's plastic because that makes it look cheap to me. Floor brush and cleaning tool only. It is listed for $49.99, $24.99 auto accept, and flat rate of 3 pounds. I'm going to put 3 pounds on that. And then I'll also on this one want buyer pays return shipping on that one. I don't normally do that, but just with my experience with floor brushes, people don't freaking read. And I think I'm just going to keep this in the bag it came in. I'm trying to cram this into a sweater bag. I'm going to be okay. I have a whole shelf that's nothing but floor brushes. All right, this next one, I call it a wall mount. I gave my dad one of my vacuum cleaners that I bought to sell. He wanted one so bad. And he loves the wall mount. And these sell. I didn't think they would sell, but they do sell. And usually close to the listing price. So I was really surprised. I think I've had this upside down in the picture, but oh well. This one also holds the battery to charge it. I can't find my mouse. No, I think it's right side up. I must be thinking of a different one. Okay, so this right here is where you put the battery to charge it, and it has screws. Guys, if you don't have the screws, be sure you say screws not included. I have one of those. One of these 3 does not have screws. You don't have to charge less just because it doesn't have the screws, but you got to make sure they know that there's no screws. I write it in the title, and I also write it in the description. Screws not included. You got to cover yourself. And if eBay will cover you if you have it written in there, they should. They've done it for me before. Black. Yeah. Now that one's plastic. And because it had the screws, I'm not going to say anything about it. $19.99, $9.99 best offer, first class shipping. Some of these I can get away with listing for $24.99, $27.99, but on this particular model, it's already sold before, and I know I'm not going to get that. So I was kind of hoping Adam would drop by. I told him I might go live today. By that, Adam, I mean Adam's Exploits or Record Crates too. Adam, you can come in. Yeah, I've been going here for almost 45 minutes. I'll maybe do a few more. See if there's anything else you guys want to talk about while I'm in here. It should be fine. What is the value of a Dick signature anyway? I don't know, but I think I'm nervous. Find your own screws. Yeah, find your own screws. Let's see, which one can I talk about? Okay, the battery. Like I said, the battery used to be the most common, the first thing that would sell, but it hasn't been the case lately. It's been the adapting cord. All right, this is how I handle batteries. I take, here's the battery itself. Then I have a picture of the battery charged in and lit up, and you can see the cord right there. Then I have a picture of the main unit with the battery put in to show that the unit functions with the battery put in. Now this is all my word against theirs, obviously, and then we go with the pictures of the battery. And then we go with the picture that has a security label, so they cannot do a switcheroo on me. Okay, now let me print this label real quick, and then we'll talk about how the description looks. Unless you guys have something that you want to talk about. Anybody make a sale yet? Okay. Black. Okay. From an open box. We no longer provide measurements, blah, 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 blah. I need this to be 18. I want this to stand out like a sore thumb. Battery only, no charging cord. Please see photos of battery on charger and in main unit to show it works. So I refer them to that. This battery, I've priced at $60. Auto accept is $30. And I put a 2-pound weight on it because it is heavy. And by the time I wrap it up and put it in a box, it's going to weigh over a pound. I mean, or close to it. And I don't want to take that chance. I'm going to swing over here because I want to take this off. I'm going to bring myself over here, take my glasses off. Does anybody want to come in for a minute? I got about 15 minutes. Then I got to get these done. I can get them done before 5. I know I can. Oh my gosh, how many of you watched Sister Wives last night? Was that not like great TV? Go Mary. I don't understand why Christine did not do what Mary did. Christine could have really given it to him, and she didn't. Go Mary. Glenn says he's been listing more knives. Oh gosh. I listed some, I don't know what you call them. They were like pocket knives, but they're like blades. One blade, like I don't know, they pop open, like to shave with. My father-in-law had a whole bag of them, and I think I ended up lotting them up at the end, the ones that hadn't sold. The single edge blade, I don't know if you can sell those anymore, though. I really don't know. I have several friends that are locally that are starting to sell online that are wanting my help. And I'm very willing to help them to a point. I have one who I think wants me to do consignment, and I'm not for that. And I really don't want to buy the things because they're not in my category. But
Also, I'm thinking in the future, there are some things that I'm going to need to sell from the family once my parents have passed. And I'm like, why don't I just start now selling in those categories? So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Speaking of categories, I wanted to list these vacuums today because typically what happens in my store, if I haven't listed in a category for a while and I list some things in that category start selling. Well, today, since I've been drafting all these parts, I've sold 2 appliance parts today. And I haven't sold an appliance part since like last weekend. So eBay knows what you're working on in the background. Even though I haven't listed any of these, I've been adding and drafting. It does really affect your algorithm, I think. At least on my store, it does. Uh, I have listed so much the past 3 months with List Easier. My sales were so good this quarter. I hope it keeps the momentum up. That's awesome. Joanne, can I ask you what things you're listing with List Easier? Are you listing media? Are you listing clothing? What are you doing? Switchblades are illegal to even own in some states. Yeah, I don't. They're not switchblades, but they're more for your face. I think single edge razors or whatever. They're more like razors. Um, my understanding, if I heard this right, is List Easier is going to be coming out with a subscription that you can have for listing single items, and not just batches, because that's my issue. I don't have things that I batch. Um, as you can see in this one machine, I have some things that weigh 3 pounds, some that weigh 2 pounds. Some I have a couple of things in here. The filters, these little filters here, I'm putting them in what I call my earring shipping. They weigh like 3 ounces together, if that much. And so I have a shipping called earrings, and it's like $4.99 shipping or $5.99 shipping, something like that. So even in one machine, I have all these different things that weigh all these different things. And so I would have to actually list them and then go in and then open them all in and change the weights and everything. And that's what I was finding happening. So if List Easier does come out with something like they're saying, I might be willing to take a look at it again. It might benefit me. But also, I am looking at Nifty because Nifty does it all. Like, List Easier only lists on eBay. Nifty lists on so many different platforms. I'm waiting for them to add Shopify. They added Etsy, so I'm just hoping Shopify comes next. Most craft supplies like stamps, but I did get into media and it's done well. Cookbooks, paper stuff. Okay, great. Things that weigh about the same, maybe. I don't know. That was just my thing. And with clothing, I had too many item specifics. It was only letting me put one feature, and I needed like 4 or 5 features for each dress. And so I was having to go back and do it all. And I was like, okay, this is taking longer. So, but yeah, if they do that and they can optimize my title maybe for me, I might be willing to take a look at that again. So that's another thing that I'm looking at, is using more AI with my titles. I mean, I really feel like my titles are okay. I mean, I don't know if I can say that they're optimized. I mean, they've always worked for me, but maybe I would get more sales if I use Chat GPT to do a title. I don't know. To me, that's just so time consuming, but I'm looking forward to the flex option. Oh, that's what it's called. But I did buy 80 shot glasses for dirt cheap, and they were listed so quickly, and they've also done well. Your sourcing is changing. Yeah. And I don't plan to change my sourcing. I'm happy with my clothing. So the other thing is, someone has about 50 salt and pepper shakers sets, and some of them are vintage, some of them are Japanese made. Um, and I always liked selling salt and pepper shakers when I did years ago. Um, but it's just like probably 50 of them. And then once I listed them, they would be done. And then I would just be sitting there with, okay, well, now what else can I batch up? So I don't know. I might take the salt and pepper shaker. I really enjoy doing these picture frames. But again, they all weigh different weights, and I don't know. And I never have that many at a time. The most I ever have on picture frames is like 8. So I don't know. Well, guys, if anybody did make a sale, dang it, I was hoping somebody would.
I want to wish you all a happy new year. I hope that all of your dreams come true. I hope that you close out the year just the way you want to, with a glass of champagne, however you want to end it. And I'm hoping to be back live more often. And I hope that you have a great rest of your week. And thank you again for joining me. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Keep paddling.